Good morning, Minecraft. Episode 21, guys, and today is a very special day. Today, we need more rockets. The 1.17 update was finally released. So this update is split into two parts, I think. So the caves and cliffs, there'll be another half update or part of it. Don't really know what the difference is. I didn't look into it too much, but we can get access to some of those new features today if we wanted to. The trick is we're actually not going to because I like to wait for all of my quality of life mods, like these lighting numbers, my HUD thing up in the corner here. I like to wait till all those mods are updated before I update, and it just gives the game that one last chance to work out any bugs. I am really... Oh, I landed on that. I am really excited for it, though, and I can't wait for all those new blocks to play around with. So what we're going to do today is just work around some quality of life things, make sure we're ready for the update. So we're going to set up a honeycomb farm, probably somewhere up in our base here. I'm kind of thinking, well, I want to use this floor for a library deal. So it's probably going to end up in this back corner. I forgot about this guy. Silly mistake. My computer was not plugged in. Back to work. So yeah, we'll probably put a honeycomb farm deal slotted in right there. It won't be crazy efficient. So wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just the 5 slots, but it'll do something for us at least. And maybe we do put it over there and move the snowman because then we get more slots. And I killed an endermite. Nice. So stuff like that. What we're working on right now, you can see the stone in my hand. I finally pulled the trigger on mixing in some other blocks into our path. Yeah, that is looking a lot better. And, I kind of went through this randomly and just, yeah, here feels good, here feels good. But those are really evenly spaced out now that I look at it. It's kind of funny how the brain makes patterns like that. So that's awesome. So next thing we want to do, let's get going on these honeycomb farms. So these can be running while we're just kind of in the background around doing whatever. All right, we got this figured out, and it's a nice, good-looking little setup here. We had to move this one farther out, so it looks a little weird right there, but we still don't bump our head, which is no problem. I think you've seen these designs before in a number of different places. I've used it before, so the quick version is we put the beehive or bee's nest on this block right here. Comparator and the bees will work with the flowers and fill up the beehive with honey. Comparator reads the fill level of that beehive through this block. And once it gets to a signal strength of 5, so once it gets full, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of redstone, activates the dispenser with either shears or honey bottles in them. That will get you the honey, or in this case, we're doing honeycomb. It'll fall down into the hopper. Hoppers collect it all over here. So we just got to build up the rest of this. We'll do this piece by piece. Now the tricky part is going to be, we want to use these beehives, and all of our bees are in the bees' nests. So we're going to have to somehow put down the bee hives, right? No, bee nests. We'll put down the bee nests, let all the bees come out, then break the bee nests, and put down the hives. So that's going to be a weird little process to do, but we should be able to do it without too much difficulty. Woohoo, bees, bees, bees. I don't know where I'm going. Well, some found each other. That's good. See, I started with 32, right? So I've done 3 pairs. Maybe I'm just helping the little guys grow. I don't even know. All right, no bees in there. And I get pushed. Not good, not good, not good. I want out, please. This is not good. There we go, I got one. Look at all the shears. All right, current plan. I put these bee nests in here and beehives on the other side. So hopefully they come out of here, which it looks like a lot of them actually did. Let's actually do this right now then. And we're just going to replace him really quick so they can't get anywhere. So that one's got one, that one's got one, this one has 0. Well, okay, that works. There we go. So we just got to be really quick with the offhand deal, and it works out okay. All right, that was difficult to get all that sorted out, but they should have a good amount of bees in there right now, if not completely full. It's pretty darn close. So I headed over to the flower farm area and grabbed all these bee heads. So pollinated and angry pollinated, probably keep them together. And I just got to figure out, how do I want to do this now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I put like the bees right here. Kind of like that. Looking good. And then I'll give them... how do I put these? That maybe, like that. Give them all nests, like that maybe. Maybe. We try this for a while, see what happens, see how it grows on us. See if you guys say anything. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. For now, I think we'll just stick with that, call it good. And we can finally leave this project to start collecting more honeycomb for us. So that should be a good setup to get us going for 117. Next thing we want to do, I haven't thought about yet. You know, we got a lot of squid ink, a lot of bone meal. I bet you we can make some more roads. Maybe we lay out some more roads, plan out a couple more things. I don't want to go crazy with that today, because there are other things we could probably do, but let's craft up a little bit and see where that gets us. Squid ink, squid ink, squid in the box, and gravel, 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 gravel. Put away the gravel, get the gravel, and craft, sand, gravel, craft, gray concrete, powder, gravel, dye, put it all away, clean up our little mess. I am so distracted this episode. I decided to make an on-off switch for the bamboo sugarcane area. The reason this piston only is because once this piece of bamboo grows up to see that observer, that's the main one that sends a signal out to everything else to harvest. So if that one can't get up there, the whole thing is essentially turned off. Now I thought about making it go all the way up, empowering these redstone lines and the one right above this cobblestone here, kind of hard to see, to turn off the kelp farm. But then I was like, I don't see there ever being a time where I won't want the kelp farm running. So if that time comes, really easy to add a second switch or just continue this one up to turn that off. But I'm going to let that one keep running. All right, head right over here, jump down. And the hard part is always figuring out which is which. I keep saying I'm going to label these. All right, I reworked the whole thing, so it is finally labeled, way more accessible, and kind of a cleaner little system here. The blocks are what item is in there, so we took out the rotten flesh because I just really did not have a need to store it. Gray concrete powder for gunpowder. This is for bone block for bones. The arrows right now, we actually have that turned off. I have like a dummy, I think I have stone up in the filter right there. So no arrows get through and they all get destroyed on this cactus at the end. I have a bow and I don't always use it. Plus I had that infinity enchantment on it. So as long as I have one arrow on me, don't really need any more. But just in case we want to do something with that in the future, we'll keep the filter there. White wool for the string from spiders. red wool for spider eyes, bamboo plant for bamboo, kelp block for kelp, a cake for sugarcane because you use sugar to make cakes, and that's like the only block I could think of. We have cactus for cactus, iron for iron. And then all the poppies that come through from the iron farm are compost, and that's the word, into bone meal here. And then the way this works is once the comparator shuts off, once there's nothing in there, observer underneath will detect it. Then there's a block. I can show you. There's like just a solid block right there. It'll fire the piston with a single tick kind of thing that makes sticky pistons shoot the block out. The block will shoot above a torch. Any of them that shoot out will turn on this redstone line, which will activate this torch tower and pull that piston with the concrete powder block up or down. So a lot of thought went into it, but we finally got it going. Now let's build a road. I am loving it. Lots of good work done here. Let's go check it out, see all these new roads. I'm gonna have to fly down here. One of the best things that I can't believe I didn't think about before. Remember, I had just harsh edges all around here. That the stairs was a hard edge. Well, I took out the 5 kind of in the L shape here and made it a little bit of a curve all over the place, and that adds so much character, realism, fluidity, maybe. Just like this, I love this little curve right in here. That looks great. It looks so much more natural because roads don't have like a hard edge like that on every corner. That'd be kind of a nightmare. The biggest addition was over here to the road. So I'm not sure how we're going to continue off this way. If we branch this off to the left, it gets a little sharp against that. So we're going to have to build a building around that still. But we did curve it up and around this hill. It's the first time we've introduced up and down elevation changes with the road. And I think the blackstone does a decent job of that. All the other gray blocks are a little too bright. And I'd rather go with the darker instead of the brighter. Instead of like stone, cobblestone, stone bricks. Maybe the deep slate in 1.17 will be a good option. We can experiment around with that. Basalt might be getting slabs. I can't remember. But it comes all the way around here, looking really great, working with the terrain. We might shoot this off straight this way. We might make it curve that way. Not sure on that yet. And then there's this hill right here. So rather than like dig a tunnel through it, just blasted through like you see in a lot of places, like sharp kind of edges that they just obviously blasted through a hill in real life. And we made this nice looking retaining wall. Bunch of little, and it texture different, the andesite, the stone, smaller one on this side. The hard part is we're going to have to light it up somehow, and I'm not sure how to make that look too natural yet. Not that I hang out over here too much, but definitely something we'll have to take care of. And then the idea out here, I'm leaving it open because I'm not super sure how I want to implement it yet. But this will basically be the end of the road to get to the beach. So we'll build out the sand in the beach probably a little ways. Build some cars over here. Maybe we bring this out a little farther for like a parking lot kind of thing. But definitely a lot of potential, a lot of promise over here. Just don't exactly know how to make it work yet. But really excited for where that's going. The other big part over here that we added to, this was more just kind of general straight roads. It's not as interesting. But it does feel good. It's making the place feel more connected, more like the city we want it to be. So we added this whole stretch over here. And what I'm thinking is that this will end over here. I like that ending. Kind of weird though, right? Like why? What purpose does that serve? To have the road come out here if it just ends. I mean, they can like U-turn around, but why? So what I'm thinking, and this will be added in a future episode, we need to add, that's a creeper hole. we need to add our museum that holds all the different full chest full of blocks. Full chest of stone, of green dye, of coal blocks, of lapis, the whole works, you know? And I'm thinking we make, come on, fly, we make just a big museum mansion looking building that stretches probably from all the way over there, over the water. We cover it up all the way over to about there. And we give it different levels. We kind of decorate each room, make it something you have to walk through, not just layers and stacks and lines of chests or barrels or whatever. And I think that'll look really good. All right, we made it over to the Guardian Farm area. The Ocean Monument, we got just under 3 shulker boxes of sand. That should get us pretty far, if not all the way. First things first, let's get, did I get that? There we go. Let's get our conduit in place here. I think I left this, yes. So we should be able to swim in here somehow. Stick that there, stick that there. There we go. Now, this is a full conduit, so we should get 96 blocks, a sphere around this, so we should be good pretty much the whole way around. Now, the next thing I want to do is go into creative mode here. Oh, spectator, there we go, creative. And I am going to load up our walls. So Guardian, let's load that up. All right, as always with these schematics, it's going to look really weird. Especially because I have the structure bounding box turned on here. That's this big blue area that says where the Guardian Farm is. You can see there's another one over there with the bounding box around it. Mine shaft is underwater there. And I took our Guardian walls here, put those in place, and you can see that they're 1 block bigger than the actual Guardian Farm area. So we could enclose the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is make the sand wall 1 farther block around that, just so we can build the whole thing without being flooded. And it'll just give us kind of like an idea of where to go and what to do. So I can take the structure bounding box off for that and just use this guy down here, and I'll push it down a little farther so it's less in the way. And I'm just going to take blocks of sand, build them all the way up to the top of the water, and that will tell us exactly where to go to drain out the ocean here. So let's get to work doing that. Okay, we got the east wall in, and it was a nightmare. I died once, had to run away about 20, a bunch of times, and I'm gonna go make some invisibility potions because I don't want to deal with the Guardians, and that was just awful. South wall done too, looking good. We're halfway there. 3/4 of the way there, west wall done, 1 more to go. And we have just over 4 stacks of sand left. And there's always going to be some sort of variation with how the ocean floor is, but if you're going to do this for yourself, just get 4 shulker boxes full of sand, and you should have enough for the walls. Now, how you want to drain the inside, if you want to section it off in like 5x5 squares and just use sponges, there are videos about using flying machines, all sorts of different ways. That's kind of up to you, but for the walls at least, get about 4 shulker boxes of sand. Now, I'm probably going to go end up getting some gravel from my Nether Hub and just using that to finish it off. But basically just any block that has gravity. I would not use concrete powder because as soon as that touches the water, it's going to become concrete. So you're thinking sand, gravel, red sand would all be good options to go. All right, last bits are going in here. This feels really good. It took about an hour to get all that done, and it looks like I'm going to have, 33 left of all the extra sand and gravel I had sitting around. That's really awesome. So let's take a look at this. Zoom out a little bit and just see the huge number of blocks. That's awesome. So next thing we're going to have to do is drain out all of this water and make sure no guardians are going to be attacking us. And so we can farm them, put them to spawn in the places we want them to spawn so we can kill them and get their drops and all that good stuff. I'm thinking more and more about the design I want to use for the farm, because I still don't know how I want to make the farm for this. There are a couple different designs, and some are better than others, and some are easier to build, and some are harder to build, naturally. But I'm kind of thinking exterior first. I might just take the blocks I'm using in the area, and I've seen this done before with some other like glass blocks or anything else, but I want to use the blocks for the walls to recreate the pyramids. So, like every dark prismarine block will be red nether brick, and every what are these normal like prismarine bricks they're called, right? Yeah, prismarine bricks. Those could be like the crimson stem, maybe. The other stuff could be maybe like warped wart or the blue wool. A couple different options, and I'm wondering how a lot of that'll look. And I suppose I can copy paste that in a creative world and play it around, but that's an option. Next thing we gotta do, a couple other odds and ends. Let's take a trip back to the Nether and check out our Nether Hub. All right, last thing I want to take care of today, the Nether Hub. Now, what we've seen before is with soul sand. Oh, we can just show it over here. We walk a little faster because we have the soul speed on our boots here. So we can just zip along, a lot of fun. Well, I'm thinking, because maybe you don't know this, you can actually make the soul sand soul speed effect work underneath slabs. So if we just go like this, we'll still try to space these out, decorate it a little bit, just out of habit. But that effect is still going to work on top of slabs like that. So I'm thinking we raise this entire floor up a block and put the soul sand underneath of it. And then we put these trapdoors here, all natural iron from our little farm here. You can see we use just about all of it. I'm thinking this is better than the slabs were, and maybe we can bring it back to slabs once this is like a slab hired, but then it'll be even. It's just a lot of really awkward decisions to make. And then another thing I was thinking, we take soul campfires like this, and we make little, like, what are these called? Like, pillar kind of things. Could be kind of cool as lighting. And give this a little more depth, because this is just such a big open area, and we got to do something to fill it out that's not awkward, that's not weird. So let's start real easy with the soul sand and bring that up to level and see where to go from there. All right, we're seeing some progress. It is slow but steady. So we got this section done, the paths over here, kind of up to the center here, and back this way. So a lot of little decisions to be made. The little stairs over here, the trapdoors. I got the spectral arrows being spit out here, and the non-stackable items being spat out over here. So they're getting rid of. We're not storing them anymore. 2 chests for gravel now, and we moved the leather to over here, I think. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm kind of thinking for this area, if you remember the little ring we had before, I think I'd have to actually cut off these little corners again too. So we might do that still. It's kind of a tough, long process to do. If you don't remember, we've shown this before, but just because it's kind of fun. So if you want to do this yourself, it'll work on any game, any direction. Actually, I don't know about Bedrock version, but so I want to break this piece of bedrock right here underneath this piston. So a piece of obsidian, piston, TNT, TNT, any old block, a trapdoor, and then you'll see in my controls, I have my right click set to just a key on the keyboard. That lets you place blocks a little bit faster. So I'll go under here, select the piston, go back under, aim for this top corner. I'm holding down B, and you can see that block is broken now. And that's pretty much just what I've been doing, and it's used up a bunch of TNT. The good part is you do get pretty much all your items back, because TNT is 100% drop right now, which is really great. See, I'm thinking like a little tower, little indent thing down into the regular nether over there. Could be cool. But to design all that, we're going to fill out more of this space, finish the soul sand stuff, that's just going to take more time. So I think we'll do that next episode. We'll work more on the Guardian farm next episode too. But I think this is a good spot to wrap it up for today. A lot of odds and ends kind of day. But let's head back to our base, do the block of the day. So I thought a good pick for the block of the day would be the honeycomb. Now it's not a block, it's an item, but it was one of the big projects. It's in our base. Kind of new and exciting thing going on all the time over here. We got just the bee heads up there. We moved the mini blocks over there. I think that looks a little bit better. What in the world? Oh yeah, I got a cat. So we'll come on down here. And always got to check how we name these. There we go. Let's call it 21 odds and ends. Eds. There we go, ends. Odds and ends. Lot of stuff we did today. The Guardian farm walls, getting the stone in the roads here, adding more roads, curving the roads, working in the Nether, and I'm sure I'm forgetting more. Yeah, adding this. A lot of great stuff going on. So next episode, like I said, we'll keep working on the Nether. We'll do more on the Guardian farm. And guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye!